My goodness. Hello, old friend, old MCU. It has been 4 years since we last commentated on a thing from this series with Captain America Winter Soldier.
Oh, wow.
Possibly more depending on when this is made public.
But, you know what? I guess it's only fitting then that we finally come back to it with the series that pretty much will culminate arguably the saga of Captain America the First Avenger. Agent Carter, the TV series. Now, for those of you who are not deep in MCU know-how, let me give you the rundown here. This is not to be confused with the Marvel one-shot short film called Agent Carter. But as a matter of fact, this is a result of that short. As you may recall, the short Agent Carter pretty much follows up and gives the idea of how Peggy Carter will go on to create S.H.I.E.L.D., essentially. Now, that was a short that was packaged with Iron Man free, essentially, and released onto home media. Well, the reception was so good that ABC, pretty much Disney's premier TV show channel regarding the MCU at the time, ordered 2 seasons of Agent Carter, and sadly canceled it after the 2nd season. That being said, from what I understand, this series does have a lot of positive reception and everything, but it was just a victim of viewership falling. But, is it as good as people remembered, or was it overrated? We're here to judge that. So, join us for our first ever MCU series covered, Agent Carter.
Specifically,
And
Season 1, Episode 1, and now it's not the end.
Yep, the first episode now is not the end. Directed by, who else? Louis D'Esposito himself. So, without further ado, assuming you're watching this on Disney Plus or on home media, just start at the black screen that literally starts the episode, and we're off to the races in 3, 2, 1, click.
It's also written by Christopher Marcus and Stephen McFeely. So, in tradition, you know, the people who handled the movie handled the pilot as well.
You know, if there's one thing I can definitely give the MCU credit for is like, well, in terms of shows that were tied into movies, they were arguably some of the most ambitious to try and make those series at least feel like they were on par budget-wise with the movies as opposed to being obvious downgrades. That ambition would pretty much reach its peak with the Disney Plus series, but we're well way off from those.
Mm-hmm.
Sadly, from what I understand, Joe Johnston, the original director of First Avenger, isn't involved in this show.
Not very, no.
Shame.
New York City, 1946. So after, Steve went missing in action.
Nah, Peg. So unfortunately, Peggy, your boyfriend is dead. But hey, the war is over.
Yay!
If it's any consolation, you might see him in the future. You'll just be well too old for him.
It's worth noting that the particular filming technique or, filter applied to it wants to recapture the time frame this takes place in, the 40s. As such, it resembles a bit some of the series that have a similar time placement.
Like period dramas and stuff.
Both in terms of movies and series. I'm very reminded of the Poirot and Miss Marple TV series. And also in terms of lasting impact on the MCU, I don't remember, it's been a while, but I don't remember how much Season 2 impacts, but this first season serves basically to explain a plot point from Winter Soldier on in due time.
Okay, not counting the Disney Plus series, since those are pretty much stated to be more or less extended MCU movies. Of the ABC era or Netflix series, the series that was most tethered to the MCU, like as in like they literally had events going on side by side, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. comes to mind, though. Okay, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. is a very complicated mess that we'll get into eventually. Let me just make it simple here. It started off as canon to the MCU, but then got so topsy-turvy crazy that by the end, it had to be retconned out as non-canon, basically.
Also, yes, you've seen correctly. They got somehow Chad Michael Murray into this. Not sure why.
I'm guessing, this was definitely when the MCU was really hitting its stride, so he probably figured, hot damn, this is a good opportunity.
Probably.
It's more of a case also that, at the cost of sounding a bit mean, I argue Chad Michael Murray is not a particularly A-list actor for this kind of things.
Or that, I
Maybe
mean, mind you, he probably needed the lift because the previous year he was in the Left Behind movie.
Yeah, speaking of which.
Okay, so combination of him maybe doing it for the paycheck, maybe thinking, hey, MCU, that'll boost me and all that, and maybe they just thought he was good for the role, even if he wasn't a super A-lister at the time.
Peggy, of course, is played again by Hayley Atwell.
And Howard Stark here returns, played by Dominic Cooper. Although, given that he seems to have like a guest starring credit, methinks his appearances will be limited in this series.
Also, yeah, we're having a trial similar to the one of Oppenheimer, but in regards to Stark. How ironic, because even in the actual Oppenheimer movie, Robert Downey Jr. plays the role basically of a prosecutor.
Funny also, given how
Wonder
Tony
if that was
himself,
on purpose.
especially given that Tony himself gets a trial scene also in Iron Man 2, like father, like son.
It's worth noting that it works as a casting kind of gag because, mythology gag, sorry, because as I mentioned a couple of times, Iron Man's backstory got shifted via to the sliding timescale.
Okay, if I recall correctly, this looks to be kind of a retelling of the short since it starts with her working for the man, basically, before S.H.I.E.L.D. gets founded. Which, if I recall correctly, was kind of how the short went.
It's been
This
a
is
while,
probably for the
admittedly.
people who didn't watch that.
I'll admit, one thing that didn't help was that on Disney Plus, at least in Disney Plus's earlier years, the search engine always confused the one shot with the series, at least in my experience.
Huh.
Anyway, let's keeping up the tradition. The character of Peggy Carter first appeared in Tales of Suspense number 75 in March 1966, although she was basically just an unnamed, obscure character, created by the big duo of Marvel at the time, Stan Lee for the writing and Jack Kirby, the king, for the artistry.
So, was her original role that of Captain America's
I think she was
love at
like a
the back?
supporting agent, but okay, she was a member of back then of the French Resistance as a teenager.
Ah.
Well, if I recall correctly, she was one of the characters that got one of those stupid retcons that added only drama during the original scene event, which just stupid. Again, to make a long story short, Marvel decided to take a bunch of existing plot points for a bunch of key characters and add retcons specifically designed to add drama onto them. Like, I don't know if it's still canon or not, but they implied that Deadpool as a kid murdered his parents. Why? Drama!
Oh, I hadn't heard that one before.
Yeah, one of Peggy's struggles is, regardless of how sexist things are, she has what many war veterans struggled with, the loss of a sense of purpose with there being no war, essentially.
I mean, I know about this guy called Big Boss, so you should give him a call.
Yeah, here he's got something cooking that's gonna really pay off in the 2000s.
Lovely.
Heh. The dialogue at least does feel like something that would come from Captain America First Avenger, so good
Well, I
edits there
mean, right,
first.
same writers. Eating the other in 5 minutes.
Ooh, Peggy, do you have a secret admirer?
Or a stalker.
That is not how you approach someone.
Hmm.
That's not what the
Well,
Phantom of the Opera told me. Okay.
Well, these shows like this are teaching me how not to try this sort of thing.
Thank
It's
you.
pretty I know this is pretty obvious. Yeah, don't write creepy notes on napkins.
Well, it brought her to the alley now, didn't it?
Yeah, but it's
But
bad. Look.
true, yeah, I mean, she does respond in kind, pretty much.
You think?
You
Howard!
shot my only method of escape.
Now we're both fucked.
Maybe Tony got his hard-headedness from his father, honestly.
I mean, it was pretty much established in all three Iron Man movies that, Howard was not particularly in favor of beer material. Not necessarily abusive, but definitely neglectful.
Yeah, I was gonna say, why do you invent them at all? If they're that bad.
It's for the betterment of society.
But they could end society.
Hmm.
Huh. Dang. So that's her first big case, basically. Clearing Howard Stark's name of a weapons conspiracy. Wow, this already feels like a Metal Gear Solid plot.
Well, Peggy's not American, so she's not betraying anybody.
It's kind of like that scene
Well, I
in
believe
X-Men Origins Wolverine, where, Stryker says, Your
Yeah,
country needs
that's like the
you,
one.
but I'm
I'm
Canadian.
Canadian. That's like the one funny bit in that movie.
if I recall correctly, I think she got American citizenship during the war effort, essentially. So,
Possible, thanks to, our war effort.
hmm
It's kind of like how a lot of Italian immigrants were given, awards for being encouraged to be part of the Sicily invasion and giving tips to the military about the territory.
truly a show of how the system works. A Stark being accused of potential corruption and giving weapons to the highest bidder that could potentially spark a war.
Isn't that
Christ,
cheating the
the apple.
public?
Is this just like a family tradition? Is that what they're going with?
Apparently. But since Dominic Cooper may
Ah.
not always be able to be a thing here, instead, here's his butler, Erwin Jarvis.
Get it?
I'm actually surprised they didn't get Paul Bettany to play Jarvis, because they later did for What If.
Again, this was still the period of time, Jova, where probably either Matter or Kevin Feige, one of the two at the very least, had a way of saying no, if we show Jarvis in his butler form, we make it too
Maybe.
similar to Alfred from the Dark Knight movies. We need to be different.
Well, this came out in 2015, didn't it? So maybe he was busy making Age of Ultron.
Mm-hmm.
That is possible. Like, I don't pretend to know all the logistics that go into people having to juggle movie careers with TV shows and whatnot, but
He
it's
also
a
had an
possibility.
uncredited appearance in Legend, and he was in Mordecai.
Oh boy.
Very
So we got
orthodox.
So we got two English characters absolutely sassing it up with each other. I'm in
Is
for
this
a
the
treat.
the Avenger original series?
Brits
Yes.
leading an American TV show. Now we're talking.
Wake up.
Yeah, but normally people still manage to get some sleep during those 72 hours.
Unless they're insomniac.
Also, how much caffeine have you had?
Yes. It's never enough.
So James Darcy, who plays the butler,
Mm-hmm.
he's
No
also been
coffee for
in
you.
he's also been in a couple of Christopher Nolan movies, mainly Dunkirk and Oppenheimer.
I think he was also the protagonist in Exorcist at the beginning, back in the early 2000s.
Father Francis, yeah.
Yes.
Boom, am I right?
Well, you asked.
It's the perfect excuse to get out of stuff, ladies. Just tell men lady things, and we will just shrink away in fear.
Like, we just started, but the body count will probably be significant by the end
Of the episode.
Probably.
of the episode.
I think that's Andre
Liquidate.
Roy.
I remember back then where death is called liquidated. They even
What, you
said
put
that
them in
in,
acid? And
I think
that's
that
what happened. They did that in the '60s Casino Royale movie. That was like the funniest bit in the whole movie. The guy, the posh talking guy, explaining how all the agents were killed.
I think that guy that I think the club director you're talking about, that's played by Andre Royo instead. Let me see. No, I don't recognize almost anything that. Okay, no, it wasn't an episode of Law and Order, so there is that. Okay. One or two sweet dreams.
Watch out, there's a laser setting on that lipstick.
Also, sorry, Peggy, I hate to tell you, but this particular trick you're probably about to perform was actually thwarted by Robin in Batman and Robin thanks to, lip covers. That was still fucking dumb.
I think your American accent's
Sleeping.
He's so awkward at this.
Yeah, not the time. Yeah.
You could like put
Oh,
something on the door or something, or
wow, can't believe it actually worked.
He really got him in the
it's
mood.
a little bit early, but you got there.
A clock that actually figures out the combination of a vault. Interesting. That's certainly a British slang.
That doesn't look like a
God,
piece of paper.
No,
it's the dial of destiny.
no. Oh my god, it's like that thought pointing steel. But what about the display?
So, this really is about to be the Avengers show, but actually good, isn't it?
From what I remember, the original TV series was fine. It was just, the
Sorry.
movie adaptation that was bad.
Yeah, the movie.
So it's basically a bomb.
500 yards. How big is that?
Yeah, let me check in a comprehensive, metric system. 457.2 meters, so still quite a bit, almost half a kilometer. But
Well,
what about
I mean-
the souffle?
I mean, look, he's got a point. Happy wife, happy life. Okay.
Well,
And I
okay, so we're taking bits off steel now, are we?
I mean, we're on a job, but if we could also get free drinks, that'd be great.
I mean, that was one of the recurring, thing about the prohibitionism period. Speakeasies actually cutting deals with the police to, stay afloat. Oh shit. Taste a stapler, motherfucker.
I was gonna say, is that a stapler?
Yes.
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 And as told by the trailers with Rob Schneider, being a stapler, he's harder than he looks. I don't know. I think this
Oh.
episode of Boardwalk Empire has gone a bit different than the usual.
Oh god, no, the sex was so good I hallucinated it all.
Yeah, those were the buyers. Bye-bye.
I'm sure they just tranked him and didn't kill
Well,
him.
we haven't seen a body.
They sent him to the Shadow Realm, yes.
Eh. He's sleeping now.
Look at that guy's face. Okay, now we've
Well,
seen a
there's
body.
the body.
I don't think this is R-rated, but there's still enough amount of violence to indicate when a character is actually dead.
I wonder, like, some Netflix shows from the MCU did make it a point to be much more graphic and
I think
violent,
The Punisher
so...
is the only one that is actually R-rated. I don't remember about Daredevil. Of course.
Yep, because that's what we do. We make tea.
When in doubt, just make tea.
Because everything stops for tea. Yeah, now, if you'll pardon me, I just need to defuse this bomb that could obliterate everything we know and love, including ourselves.
Oh, that reminds me of that movie, I keep forgetting its title, that is about this virus in gel, like green capsules, I think. A bit similar to the
Oh,
one, a bit similar to the one of The Rock, but a different one. And its gimmick is that if it reaches a specific temperature, it basically detonates and releases a virus that kills everyone in the area. And the entire point of the movie is to keep it cool, basically.
We'll call this a bath bomb.
I mean, that's a bit.
good.
That's very spicy for being a bath bomb, if you ask me. There you go.
I think it's diffused.
And then it lights up by itself.
Yeah, there you go. Just. Oh, god damn it.
I can't even have a drink.
Oh boy.
Oh,
Yep,
Oh,
she's
Oh.
dead.
they fridge Colleen. Oh,
I
it's
thought she was going to be a reoccurring character.
I guess it shows that this show does not mess around.
interesting sign.
Hmm.
Ow.
Ooh, that's going to leave a mark. Speaking of
There
Indiana
goes
Jones.
your fingerprints.
It's kind of like in the first Indiana Jones movie, where the Nazi
Yeah.
spy tries to grab the medallion while still hot.
And there goes your life.
Wait,
Oh.
where is he?
He's Batman.
Oh, he actually went to the Shadow Realm. We didn't see the body that time.
Poor Colleen.
It seems though that she may have underestimated how dangerous this new lifestyle is.
Poor Peggy.
Oh no, a bit of a bummer.
Mhm. How much did it cost?
I mean, it saved the world, so yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Extraction. What are you doing?
It's
Bouncing her, basically.
Escape from Tarkov. Yes. Specifically a
Why
cameo.
are those two looking over the shoulder at each other? Why don't they just sit at the same table?
It's
Well,
time to meet
Vanko?
Dr. Vanko, as maybe the young version of that character from Iron Man 2, the old guy that served as a technology informant for Whiplash. Oh, and also The Rock.
So he would go on. So this guy would go on to die and serve as Mickey Rourke's
Father.
motivation.
Also, as I mentioned, doing that short with Agent Coulson, a funny thing happened on the way to Thor's Hammer. The Roxxon Corporation is, for all intents in all Marvel media where they appear, your traditional stock Captain Planet type of villains. While they tend to not have usually super villains or important figures, as a corporation, they represent the classic over-industrialized, industry that wants to just pollute the environment. I don't even know what they specialize in, metallurgy, I think, but they just poison shit up everywhere. So they usually tend to be involved in environmentalist type of stories. I think one time they actually had a couple of people involved with them of importance, but it was like a one-time gig.
Mm-hmm. Funnily enough, they did debut in a Captain America comic as well.
Mm-hmm. But otherwise, they mostly have been a background element more than anything. It's kind of a bit like the Ace Chemicals plant for the Batman stories, kinda.
Damn it, I can't have shit.
And the worst part is she can't openly mourn Colleen because that would blow her cover.
Mm-hmm.
Wonder what happened to Tommy Lee Jones's character.
He was already a drill sergeant by the time Steve had to be trained, so probably he was eventually, drafted during World War II and then died. Let me check if it was told in expanded material.
That's a crazy thing to say.
Can't find my leg anywhere.
It's the humor used to help cope with the situation.
Clearly.
Yeah, there was even an episode in season 7 of Red Dwarf, which tries to put a more comedic spin on a character losing their limb, and it helps that the writer and co-creator of the show lost a leg during his childhood. So
Again, in general, when it comes to roles in movies and series, when there's a character with an actual amputation, they tend to cast characters who have had that kind of particular disability. It's kind of like what
Yeah.
happened. It was really the one good thing in the Battleship movie because the war veteran that they got, was actually, injured by landmines, I think. And, actually was also a good actor for the role he was given.
so we got a prototype of Mother.
Yeah. Christ.
God damn it.
Permission to terminate. A self-typing typewriter. What will they think of next? Boss.
Ominous.
Very.
Sergeant Chester Phillips. No. Actually, he was a colonel. Stated that he died from old age, but okay, one thing that is weird is like he is credited as one of the co-founders of S.H.I.E.L.D., but if I recall correctly, I don't think he shows up in the series.
No, I don't think so. I mean, it was Tommy
That's the thing that Tommy Lee
so
Jones, how old was he back in 2011?
quite enough.
It is kind of a shame that they didn't have him at least guest star to showcase him, helping out the S.H.I.E.L.D. efforts.
He was 65 at that point, so he's 79 now.
Mm-hmm.
Like we mentioned in the Volcano, he always looked a bit old. There it is.
A very shiny bomb.
Yes.
The shinier it is, the better presentation it does for scaring the piss out of people. You should smile more.
Oh.
I am incapable of
Toxic
smiling.
work environment.
Who would have thought terrorists would provide a toxic work environment?
I mean, you
Nah.
say.
I'm sure there's plenty of nice terrorists about.
I mean, I could believe that the group in Falcon and the Winter Soldier was very through thick and thin for themselves.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Toto, please don't flash me.
Evil.
Yeah, this is my evil flashing device. If it sees
Oh.
anyone evil, it'll
Oh,
flash in
snap.
their face.
Oh.
It's an entire meal.
I have 70 alternative bombs.
That insignia.
Honestly, every time they've showed it, it's been in a shot so dark, I can't even make it out.
It's a Y. Okay, if I recall correctly, they explain. They're about to explain now.
Oh.
There you go, that's the only organization, Leviathan, which even in the comic was a Soviet, secret terrorist organization.
Almost like it was Russia's answer to Hydra.
Kinda, sorta, but not as prevalent.
Very good then.
And drive quickly.
It was also
How does he explain all these things to his wife afterwards?
accidents on the job. I don't know. The Leviathan was also introduced in the comics relatively recently. It was actually, mentioned first during the Dark Reign storyline in 2009. So it's not the last time that the movies or the series will try to introduce an element more recent and fuse it with the old one. Maybe.
We don't have time for this.
We're getting in the car.
That's not as epic as a running away from an explosion type of shot.
Well, again, I don't know what the budget is for this show, but I'm guessing network television, so it's maybe probably definitely higher than like a directed DVD thing.
Also, implosion. My bad. I forgot that that's the effect of the bomb. No shit.
Well, we can see that.
Ouch.
She did what?
And without them, everyone know that guy will become a staple-based supervillain in the future.
Like they call him Staple Man.
That's
Okay,
the kind
is
of
there actually a character called that? Let me see.
not that I know it. There are plenty of silly supervillains like Stiltman, but I don't remember anyone associated heavily with Staples.
Well, Staple Man is apparently a old English word for pillar or post,
Okay.
and Staple Man is the name of a 2014 short film.
Look, there are many things I can risk on this job, but if my wife finds out, we'll both be dead.
It's funnier for me to think that his wife knows everything and she's just feigning ignorance because it's funny.
It's like, she wants to support him, but she also wants him to still know who wears the pants in this decision.
So he's a dick. He's even more of one than
We're about
four.
to up the body count.
Ow. Yeah, there are. Okay, it's not as, super cool as this is actually showcasing or stuff like Fist of a Nova Star, but there are points where, your key arteries are passing through your body that if slashed properly can make you bleed to death in less than 2 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
Suspicions.
But
Of
what
what?
does
What could
that
that mean?
mean?
Could it mean that Howard Stark truly is the bad guy after all?
Yeah, totally.
I mean, that would kind of fuck over stuff like what happened in Civil War.
Well, we're not there yet.
Remember, Drip, Civil War technically wasn't out yet.
Yeah, I don't think there is a post-credit scene for this episode. There will be one for a future one, but for now there is not. So,
All right.
for this episode, again, I argue it's a good introduction and still pays homage to the comics in some kind of degree to, still remind you that yes, this is still a series set in the Marvel Universe, specifically this version of it. So, that's nice.
Yeah, I enjoyed
Yeah,
this.
yeah, to give my 2 cents again, it does what I liked about MCU series, and like, well, while they were definitely made with lower budgets, they masked it well enough in a way that it still felt like these were adding to the MCU in a rather good and fruitful way, and this seems like a good start. So, I guess we'll see what happens in the following episode. Bridge and Tunnel, yes.
See ya.
We'll see you then.
Yeah.
See ya.